All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 10:30. I know I'm a little late, but obviously with everything going on, I'll be going through basically the next 3 days. That's the way we're gonna do it until I feel up to going a little more. But you can see here, we really avoided the severe weather today. There was some in New Jersey, but this cold front is slowly moving offshore. Looking at the radar right now, we have a couple of showers over our area, maybe a little thunder with them, but most of the worst activity, if we go to the Ventus sky and rewind this radar back to 5 o'clock, you'll see the lines were mainly over New Jersey. You can see kind of popped up 5 o'clock. You can see it was a cell that kind of went into Long Island Sound, and then that was just rain. We had some rain showers here, a few downpours, but that's just about it. So let's go and look at the heat that we had to deal with today. Let's talk about. All right, we do have storm reports, but we also want to talk about record highs, and apparently they did have some severe weather in New Jersey. So let's go and look at this. There was a record high tide at Newark Airport, I believe. Let's see if we can find that. Of course, I can't find it now. All these special marine warnings, but let's see. Let's see. Yeah, all right, here we go. So Islip has reached 73 degrees this afternoon, tying their record high for the day set back in 1977 and 2002. Newark has reached 88 this afternoon. Yes, Jersey was unbelievably hot today, 88, near 90, tying their record high for this day set back in 1941. It is also the highest day since September 18th of last year in New Jersey. All right. And I'm curious if Philadelphia also broke any records. Let's see if Philadelphia broke any records. See any record reports here. But really very hot over New Jersey today. And honestly, it was warm here, but not as bad as Jersey. Jersey was just inhospitable. So speaking of the highs today, let's go and take a look at what they were today. We're going to go to the weather and hazards map now, which will show us our current conditions, which have cooled off now. We have northwest winds. Temperatures have dropped into the low 60s. I see some 50s on Long Island. Jersey still a little, they were around 62. But you can see the northwest winds as well. A little breezy at times, 2 points dropping. Let's go over our high temperatures for the day. And you can see, you'll still kind of tell the story here. 72 at Islip, 73 Shirley. So 70s in Suffolk County. The further west you go, the warmer it gets. It looks like Dix Hills got up to 79. 82 in Carl Place. So I do believe we did touch 82 briefly. South Shore, low 70s and upper 60s. Central Park, 78 for a high. Look, watching only 72. Which is interesting, some areas in the North Shore were also kind of cool. There's almost a bit of a sound breeze. You had a breeze along both shores today. But then go into New Jersey here. You can see mid-80s, 87s. And let's go around here in Toms River because 92, we have a high of 92 reported in Toms River. 87 downtown. 85 at McGuire Air Force Base. I'm not buying this. 81 at Joint. Look at, I think that was higher than that. 88. Absolutely brutal there. Unbelievably brutal in Jersey today. An unbelievably brutal day there today. So let's look at local reports from. We have some storm reports here. Looks like there was some thunderstorm wind damage reported in Orange County. And significant damage to structure at Bergenfield High School in Bergenfield, New Jersey, due to straight line wind damage from a thunderstorm. Pretty impressive right there. So you do have a couple of reports here. Most of the strong storms the severe storms were in New Jersey. We had sunshine in the afternoon. This is in Mineola Memorial Park. And don't worry, I had my family with me, so just didn't really do too much walking. Just kind of watched over me, make sure I was all right for the rest of the day. And then around dinner time, the skies got dark. So around 5 o'clock, this is from that storm that passed to our north. And there were just a couple of drops of rain. But then the skies got dark again around 7 o'clock. And this, actually, after when we had this is when we started seeing got into some of the heavy rain. You can see these birds kind of swarming around there. Let's go look at Wonder Ground now. I'll look at Wonder Ground and go over some of the sites for you. Go to the Wonder map. So right now you can see temperatures still in the low 60s out there, but let's go and let's look at some stations here. Let's go and look at the station in Mineola here. And we're going to see how hot it got today there at the station. So they're reporting 79 degrees, so not quite 80. Didn't feel like it hit 80 in Mineola. It felt like it was in the mid to upper 70s. As you can see here, upper 70s to almost around 80 degrees. And then after 3 o'clock, you can see temperatures drop. The sea breeze did get up here and drop temperatures down to the low 70s and then eventually the 60s. So we did actually get a sea breeze here in Mineola. It's amazing. Still better here than New Jersey, that's for sure. It's horrible there, man. I can't deal with that kind of heat. Meanwhile, let's go look at the South Shore. Let's look at Rockville Center. Let's see how Rockville Center did. Let's see. I'm sure they were a little cooler, but I still think they got to the 70s. Especially Nassau County. Oh, 78.8. Not much different from Mineola, actually. Yeah, it didn't start dropping until 3 o'clock, so not that much difference. That's because you had a northwest wind. That's why no sea breeze to start, even on the South Shore. I think you might have to go a little further east to get a sea breeze. Let's see if Massapequa got one. Biltmore Shores, that's close to the water, so let's see. Then again, pardon my voice, it's just from having a breathing tube during the procedure. Oh, yeah, much cooler here. So they're right along the water. Their high was only 67.8. You got to really be right along the water. Otherwise, once you go a little bit inland, so that's Biltmore Shores, but if we go into North Massapequa, I bet you it was a lot warmer. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. 71.2, so yeah, it was warmer, but not quite as warm as Mineola, but still warm. And actually, this shows actually what happened here. So the sea breeze came in, but then when that thunderstorm passed, the wind shifted to the northwest, shot the temperatures back up again. That's interesting. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. Now, meanwhile, if you're on the North Shore in Glen Cove, let's go to Manor Haven. I'm sure it was very hot there. Let's take a look and see what it was like there. 72.9. Actually not. You know why? Because they had a breeze off the sound. That's right. That we actually saw a sound breeze today. That's right. Whereas if you go a little more inland, like Flower Hill, where they're not by the sound, it's probably a lot warmer. Let's see. 82, yeah. So there was a bit of a sound breeze today. And I noticed this also in this area also, like Fort Salonga and stuff. Crab Meadow, I think they stayed cool most of the day. So there was a sound breeze over there. Let's see. Well, they got up to 77. But only when the wind shifted. There was a wind shift at this time here from the south. But when they had it, look at that east-northeast wind there. Wow, so they had east-northeast winds for much of the day. And so, there was a bit of a backdoor or some type of boundary over here over the North Shore. This is kind of interesting. This is interesting. Now, I'm sure it probably didn't get to the Pine Barrens. Let's see the Pine Barrens here. Let's see Rocky Point. That's Rocky Point. That's inland a little bit. I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at these numbers. It's interesting. Let's see. Nope, they got up to 81.9. So they were pretty hot. They didn't get that breeze at all. Yeah, it was cool, and then it shot up in the afternoon. For some reason, maybe they had some cloud cover out there or something like that. All right, let's take a look at Ridge. Let's see how hot Ridge got today. And then we'll work our way back to the South Shore. 76.5, so not quite as hot as Mineola, but still pretty warm. Got a little cooler later on. They got that sea breeze, but again, if you go to the South Shore, right on the water, Bellport Yacht Club, probably only in the 60s today. Let's see what they got up to. Yeah, only 61.8. Cool all day until that thunderstorm came by and shifted the wind over to the northwest, and then the temperature shot up into the low 60s from the 50s. But they were in the 50s. That was their high, actually. Only 61. Other than that, they were in the 50s all day. So yeah, that's what they had along the water. Same thing in Blue Point probably as well. Let's see how they did today. So 71.2. Yeah, it's a little cool, a little warmer, but still fairly cool. But if we go into North Patchogue now, I bet you North Patchogue will be a lot warmer than those other locations. Let's take a look and see. All right, let's see what we got here. So they got up to 72.9, still better than Mineola. They peaked right around a little bit before 3 o'clock at that high, and then they dropped. The sea breeze came in right around that. All right. So it kind of gives you an idea of what the weather was like across Long Island. If you really wanted to be cool all day, it's Fire Island. Which only hit 62.6, so right at the ocean. Look at how cool it was. Only 60, basically in the 50s, upper 50s and low 60s. But then when that storm moved by, it shifted the wind to the northwest, and then the temperature shot up. So it's kind of interesting to see. Now we go to the other extreme, and we go into New Jersey. Let's go into some really hot areas like Toms River, all right? West Desert of Toms River. Let's see how bad it is here. Let's see how bad it got today. 85.8. That's a lot worse. And it was warm all day long in the 80s. Didn't cool off until 6 o'clock when the storms came through. It's brutal. And with humidity to boot, too, of course. With the humidity to boot. Let's look at downtown Toms River here. Downtown Toms River. Let's see how downtown Toms River did. So it was absolutely brutal. Let's see what. 88.2. Oh, my God. It's just Newark. We hit 88. It's Jersey's just like unbelievably. The place is like a boilerplate. Really is like a boilerplate. All right, so now that we've taken a look at what the highs and the temperatures were like today, a lot of people getting into the heat. Let's go and look at the models. All right, so cold front moves through tonight. High pressure builds in tomorrow. Slides offshore. We have a cold front, slow-moving frontal system approaching on Saturday. May bring us some rain. And then the weather improves for Easter with cooler weather after Easter. And that goes into Monday. And I don't really want to go any further than that. So let's go to the HRRR model. I'll go to the zeros, which, of course, we know is in. And let's take a look at this. So you can see here some light showers just remaining. And then tomorrow should be dry. High pressure builds in and slides offshore later on in the day. Winds go more southerly. And then for Saturday, this is the next area of rain we'll have to watch. And we could have kind of a wet day on Saturday. We'll have to, not raining constantly, but your evening hours, you could be seeing some rain around that day. So let's look at our dew point and wind flow, and we'll see here. So here's the dew point wind flow, and you can see that humidity that was over us. But north to northwest winds take over. Very light winds tomorrow. Dew points are low. And those winds kind of back to the south in the afternoon. That'll bring in a sea breeze and probably drop the temperatures down. Now, as far as Saturday goes, you can see we'll have a southerly flow on Saturday. All right. Looking at the temperatures. Tomorrow will still be mild, so we'll probably drop into the 40s by morning, but we're still going to be pretty warm tomorrow. Mid to upper 60s is likely. Maybe even still some 70-degree readings possible before the sea breeze comes in and cools Long Island off later in the afternoon. Jersey, you're going to be dealing with that warmth all day. 40s at night, and then Saturday with the southerly flow. We'll see a lot more warmth over Jersey. Could be close to 70. Long Island, probably mid-60s. So both days are still kind of warm. Have to wait until this cold front moves through for Easter. And then this cold front moves through, you will see temperatures drop. Sunday, look at that. Oh, we're actually going to be a little below normal. Highs only around 50 degrees for a change. Dew points. Got that northwest flow. There's your northwest flow. Now we'll go look at the skies on RGM. I am losing my voice, so I've got to wrap this up. They didn't tell me my voice would be affected, but whatever. So, see the clouds slowly clear out tomorrow. We should have a nice sunny day actually tomorrow. Should be a nice sunny day, but it's going to be on the mild side. And then you'll see some more clouds for Saturday. And then Sunday, we may have some passing instability clouds. We'll have to see. Sunday, definitely the drier, cooler day. Saturday, like I said, later part of Saturday could be a little wet. Tomorrow will be still very warm, but not as ridiculously warm, or should I say hot, as today was. and definitely less humid. So it looks like a pretty decent day to get outside if you can. As far as myself goes, I'm going to have to really watch it. I'll be tempted to go outside, but I can't do all that much walking. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.